Hello and welcome to this episode of Between the Studs. I'm your host Mark. Today I'm joined by Joe and John.
Hey.
What up?
Two classics, two dudes, two
dudes,
studs.
bro.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, he's between the studs.
Yeah. Our classic fun. Alrighty, but yeah, so we're here with another blast from the past. We're going and getting our time machine. We're dialing it back exactly 10 years.
One full decade. All
Crazy.
the way back to 2014. That was a decade ago?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's rough.
So how old were you in 2014, John? We talked about this earlier.
Yeah, I was 9.
I was 10.
Yeah.
I was 20-something. I feel really old now. Okay.
That's tough.
But yeah, a new year has dawned. It's pretty early. It's January as
Yeah.
we're filming this. So many things happened in 2014, but I think the most notable for Lego fans was the advent of the Lego Movie, and that's success. And everyone remembers that fondly, even if the sequel wasn't quite as well received. Anyway, but moving on, it was a good year for Lego sets too. There were hundreds made. We did have quite a few good choices. Not like a ton. I think 2013, which we also
2013
covered.
was the year.
That one was good.
That was a
good
peak year. But I think things like Tsushima and other things might have dented the otherwise great possibilities of this year. That being said, we still have some great picks. Who would like to go first? I can if you guys are just wanting to get warmed up first. So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You got it,
I will,
Mark.
real quick, I have a story about the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is something I distinctly remember from 2014, and I think it was my brother's birthday. My mom randomly was like, all right, you two come get in the car. We're going to go somewhere. I was like, why are we going? And I was 11. He was 13 or so. We're like, all right, fine. So, we're driving at the theaters, and I remember there being a movie in the theaters I really wanted to see, which was the second Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
That was in theaters the same year. So I was like, oh, are we going to see that? We hadn't seen the second one yet. And then we got there, and my brother's best friend was there, and we were like, what are we doing here? And it was a theater, and it was the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
And we absolutely loved it. We had junior mints that we'd snuck in, and it was the beginning of a glorious era.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
Fun
fun
memories.
story, yeah.
That is fun. So you were bamboozled
I
into
was
watching a
very
movie you loved.
I remembered nothing about, I don't remember hearing about it or anything until we got to that theater. And then I was like, Lego? Ooh.
Well, that's a lot better than being bamboozled into movies you don't love.
That's
Mark,
true.
Mark does that to the
It
employees
does.
sometimes.
That is a Mark
Hey,
thing.
Galador is cinematic gold. Okay.
That will be with me forever.
Details aside.
Not in a good way.
No, not in a
Cinematic
good
gold
way.
forever. All right, moving on. The first set that I picked out, a top 5 for each of us.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to overlap, so we kind of compared lists, and we had to rock, paper, scissors on a few of them.
I beat Joe, for the record.
I'm okay with it because then I found something better.
There were other good choices, but my first choice was something that we've gotten since, but not quite the same kind of quality, I think, and that is set number 60052, Cargo Train.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a really solid-looking train, had power functions, motor and controller.
Yeah.
It's infrared, no phone, no tablet needed, just a few batteries. It works great. And it's a blue train, has all this extra stuff. You have cranes, you have cargo to move. It looks like an industrial cargo train.
Yeah.
All you need. It was a very great set. It had 871 parts. It was this. I didn't write down the new prices for all these because I didn't go to Brickset and check it. The computer was acting really slow. But it wasn't terribly expensive back then. I'm guessing it was a little over $100, maybe 150,
Probably,
40. This is something that Lego could release every 2 years in a different color and configuration and still make plenty of money. The Lego train people are ravenous for this stuff, and they haven't improved on this kind of engine at all because Powered Up requires a mobile device, and just to have that on hand, have that app open in order for it to go around. You're running down battery in your device. You're slowing down the connectivity. Just having a dial you can turn, set it there, and watch it go for an hour is so much better. Yeah. So.
And if I remember correctly, I think they had 2 powered trains that year. right?
The high-speed train.
Multiple.
Exactly.
And with what is arguably the best system since 9-volt, obviously, they're not making 9-volt anymore because the track's too expensive, the safety issues with plugging things in, but this is the next best thing.
It's great. It works just fine.
Yeah.
And the modern cargo train looks very smooth and streamlined. It looks more like a European train, which is not. It's not going to sell as well in the States. I think even people in Europe like that kind of industrial-looking, diesel train, not like a high-speed train for cargo. So I'm just getting nitpicky. I know the train people also feel this way, and I think this is one that if I went into the past and saw that in store shelves for retail, I'd get that instead of paying $300 or more nowadays for a sealed one.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. I think it's the most expensive one on my list. I don't have some of the big ones.
It's pretty high,
Yeah. Anyway. What do you guys think? Would you choose to add that to your pile if we had enough room in the time machine, or would you guys just not worry about trains? Is that something you not collect?
Well, trains aren't personally something I collect, but I do agree that this was one that caught my eye, and I thought about putting it on my list. And I was like, no, Mark will probably do that. And he'll have something to say about it better than I would. But...
I'm getting older and grumpier. I could fit with those train guys nice.
We're talking about you, Corey.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe not for John. But,
I think it's a great set. Though.
Yeah,
you'd
really like it. So
I agree with that. I wouldn't get it. Not a train guy, but they really are missing out on train these days. They only do the sleek ones, the bullet trains, and they're not as cool.
Inferior motors.
It's like, listen, we like the big old diesel engine, like you said. That's cool, and it's just
steam
gone.
trains.
They just
Yeah,
don't
variety.
do it, and it's like, oh, great, that's disappointing. So it's a great set. Not me.
I get it. I feel you guys. But moving on, you want to go next, John?
Sure, I got.
What's the first one you want to talk about?
So the first one I'm going to talk about is. It's actually the only Star Wars set on my list, surprisingly.
Wow, that is actually surprising.
It wasn't a giant year for Star Wars,
No.
but there were some good ones.
Well, to be fair, it was following up 2013 Star Wars wave, and that's very tough to follow
but
up.
But there was good stuff.
There was. So the one I have is the UCS Sandcrawler. This is probably top 5 Star Wars UCS sets for me. I know it's not a lot of people's favorite, but for me, one experience in particular I remember is... When I first started working here, I typically worked weekends mostly, and there was one customer who would come in, I think like every Saturday, week after week, and he would bring in the UCS Sandcrawler that he bought from us, and he would pick a brick, and he would just like, for pieces to like upgrade it and whatnot, and he would always like come to us sometimes for questions or for help or looking for specific pieces. And kind of watching him go through that process of upgrading it, and even just seeing the original model, that was one of the things that like really just like I thought was really cool about the set. And like my appreciation for it very, very much grew. The set retailed for $300. It had 3,100 parts and 14 minifigs, but 8 of those minifigs are droids.
Which is cool.
It is. I mean, it's perfect for the set.
Yeah.
Lots of cool droids.
Yeah.
Definitely the best version of the Sandcrawler too.
Yeah, and I feel like a Sandcrawler is a tough set to make as a play model.
Yeah,
because it's so big. If you're gonna make a play model set for it, it's not gonna be very detailed.
Yeah.
So the UCS set kind of gives it the justice of, the detail it needs.
It's big enough. It looks realistic. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome set, John. And it's cool that you saw like a personal example, somebody really appreciating it and taking care of it, and even kind of adding more to it. And that experience it impacted you in that way.
Well, and building with Lego, probably some of my favorite colors are the darker, like orange, and then like reddish brown and those kind of colors. So,
earth tones.
Yeah, I like the earth tones.
That's awesome.
Fair.
Yeah. Well, Joe, what do you think about the Sandcrawler? Just in your top 5 UCSs, or would you pick it up?
It's not. I do
That's fair.
like it. For being a big brown vehicle, like, if you say that, it doesn't sound appealing. But it is very well done. The Sandcrawler is very distinct as being this large, slow, rolling thing. And that's exactly what the set does for it. And
big tank thing,
coming with a bunch of different minifigs. You get some good ones. You get a really nice Owen Large minifig. Because we've only got 2, and this is the most updated one.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
I think he's like $100 figure on his own.
He's not cheap. Yeah, he is cool. I love the set, but not my top 5 of 2014, and definitely not top 5 UCS. I don't know what my top 5 are, but I don't think it's in
I haven't thought it through either, but this would probably be close to get on there.
Yeah. Fair enough.
This would be in my top 3 UCS.
Oh, really?
I really like this set. I think this is obviously the best Sandcrawler. I think it's a really good play set in general too. So because the older version's blocky, the latest version's way too small and doesn't have enough pieces.
Fair.
They wanted it to be like $100-something, so it's cheaper.
And it's not bad for what the price was.
Yeah.
But UCS is always better.
Yeah.
This is a cool set. I would definitely add this to my pile to bring back.
And this is kind of a hot take for me when it comes to UCS sets. But, a lot of times they'll do, like a lot of Imperial ships or whatever, like TIE fighters and whatnot. And those are really good, don't get me wrong. I love it when they do those. But my favorite kinds of UCS sets are, like, specific, like, vehicles that you can only do justice to as a UCS set. So another one that comes to mind is, like, UCS Slave One.
Yeah.
Or, like, the Tiderian Shuttle. Those are, like, really unique vehicles that, like, I think UCS sets or what is needed to do justice to it. Whereas like a TIE fighter you can get as a playset and it's not as big a deal.
Same with the Millennium Falcon.
Exactly.
Yeah, obviously the big one looks better, But you can do it in a smaller.
Exactly.
Still just like a dish.
But that's just a personal preference for me when it comes to
I like
UCS
that
sets.
perspective.
Yeah, Slave 1's top
That's
one.
probably number one for me as well. Yeah.
That one didn't come out this year,
No.
It
unfortunately.
did not.
Otherwise, we'd be talking about
I think
it.
that's 2015.
Yeah, we just missed it.
Next year.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
we'll be back again next January.
Apparently, the time machine can only go back exactly 10
yeah, that's
years.
right.
in
Our
quantities of
dial
10.
got stuck. The dial got stuck.
We'll be going to
Who broke
94 and
Yeah.
so it'll be
Well,
good.
I think Mark broke it.
That'd be something.
2004 and 94 are happening later this year.
See,
so.
there you go.
But yeah, so Joe, what's the first one you want to bring up on your list?
Man. Gosh, I have some good ones, but I'll just go in order what I got. I have I think this is probably the only Ninjago one from all of our lists. I assume you guys don't
Ninjago
know
was
Ninjago.
happening this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
History.
was going through the list and I was surprised when I saw Ninjago because I was just like, oh yeah, Ninjago of course is coming up. And it's the rebooted wave, which when I was younger was one of my favorite waves because it was really cool. I loved the outfits and the weapons they had. This specific one is like the big one from the wave. It's the Battle for Ninjago City, which is 1,200 parts, lots of good figs, 8 different ones, like some Nindroids. It comes with the Overlord and a very good Overlord, the one with a printed like skirt piece. Several of the ninjas, I think Zane and Jay at least, maybe a Kyra Lloyd in their final armor, not the one they have in the other sets. And it retailed for 120, so it was a good price point. It's a really cool set. You've got this really cool building with it's like rocks underneath, and then you've got like the reddish style, which is and then a nice dark green roof.
Kind of a temple style building.
I love
is
the color scheme for that.
The colors really stand out, and then of course you've got the Overlord's kind of little 3 or 4-legged mech thingy, which has got gold and purple and black on it. So you got a really cool color contrast there too, and it just is a great battle scene you've got going on. So I really think this is a really cool set. Only thing it was missing was Cole, but it's all right.
It's okay.
I have him, so it's okay.
That is a noticeable absence though, because he's one of the 4 ninjas.
How
right?
disappointing, right?
Or 5 if
So
you got
sad.
Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think, guys?
This is one of the best Ninjago sets. I would definitely add it to the pile. However, I don't know if I would necessarily build it and keep it in my collection. I might either use the parts or I'd trade it, but I would get it because I know it's a valuable, cool set. It's a big thing for Ninjago collectors. So.
If I got this back in, if it was me back in 2014, I'd probably get it. But now, going back to 2014,
Not so
I wouldn't.
Fair
Because
enough.
at the time, I was still into Ninjago. But
Fair.
now, I've kind of,
You're more of a Star Wars guy
We've
now.
had
okay.
this discussion many
We've had
times
this
where he's
discussion.
like, yeah, it's just a kid's show, and me and Grant are like, hey, it's
just
still
my
a good,
opinion.
It's just a good show.
Yeah, no, I do like the build though.
Yeah.
It's a great set. But yeah, I don't think I'd get it now.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
It is. Ninjago was happening that year. Friends was happening that year.
Yeah.
Bunch of themes.
A lot of different things going on, just not necessarily a lot of each one.
Yeah.
Just kind of,
Yeah.
some of them were just starting, some of them were right after 2013 waves.
Mixels.
2013 sets were probably still for
Yeah,
sale at this time
very
too,
true.
so you didn't want to overlap too much.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
Mixels too.
Mixels came out.
Hero Factory was that year.
Oh yeah, with the micro Hero Factory characters.
Not a lot of. There was some misses for sure.
Some hits and some misses.
I remember we were scrolling through and there was all these I think it was polybag builds.
Uh-huh.
They must have been the worst polybag
They were
builds
bad,
I've ever
yeah.
seen.
There was a lot of little small advent calendars and polybags, which we definitely didn't include on our lists.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an interesting year for sure. But
Yeah. What's your second one here, Mark?
let's see. We've I got a couple here. I'm gonna kind of change it up a little bit. We've got Emmett's Construct-O Mech, which is set number 70814.
That one.
And it's actually right here. You want to hold that for a second, John?
Yeah,
You're in the
sure.
center frame.
Yeah.
And we got a sealed copy here at the store, and we can actually read the parts number here. It says 708 parts pieces.
Yeah.
And this is a cool set
More
because
minifigs. Nice.
I actually really liked the Lego Movie when it
Oh,
came
yeah,
out. I watched it in
absolutely.
theaters
Yeah.
multiple times.
It's awesome.
And this was the climax of the movie was when Emmett realizes his true potential, kind of like the ninja
And
in Ninjago.
starts master building.
Exactly. He can see everything. All
It's
the pieces come
awesome.
together, and he ends
So
up
dope.
basically defeating Lord Business with the power of kindness and words, and it's really cool.
It's so dumb. We love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It was an amazing scene, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
is actually a fun mech too because it's very playable.
Yeah.
It's huge. Once you build it, it's got these big old wrecking balls on the top, and it's
Bro,
awesome.
look at the art. It's rolling the.
Yeah, there's a skeleton on the rolling.
And
Literally
it
roll,
comes with
bro.
Angry Kitty too.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great.
That was the
she
only way to
goes
get Angry
berserk,
Kitty
too.
for a while, yeah. So.
Yeah. So the cool thing about this is obviously in the movie, it's very big. It's obviously bigger scale than the set is.
A bit, yes.
But they did really well in including all those different features, like the big arms with the wrecking balls on them. You've got the, instead of, legs, he's literally rolling on treads. So they included a lot of good stuff.
They did.
Only 708 parts.
Yeah.
Like, for the size of that, that's good.
Yeah.
So, it's a great set.
It's a strong design, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But nowadays, this is not a cheap set because it's $250 for a sealed one here at Atlanta Brick Co. This one's available. I think we have even some certified ones that are cheaper.
Hey, there you go.
But this is one that I actually don't own, and I would like to get at some point. It is a little pricey now. I might get a built one or a used one at some point. But so I would add that to my pile. What do you guys think? Is the Lego Movie still fun for you guys, or are you guys kind of grown out of it?
I still love it.
Absolutely. It's like the second one, not as good, still fun. But the first one, man, just has so much memory, and it just was so good. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
So it's like it came out, and everyone's just like, a Lego Movie, and then it was like, oh, the Lego Movie.
Yeah, it's the Lego
It's
movie.
become iconic for sure.
It's so good. And this, of course, is a beautiful scene.
And I always love building mechs as well, so this kind of is perfect for that.
It's a very good mech for
Ninjago has
year.
good mechs.
Yeah, they get okay.
If you want some more
Pretty good
mechs to
ones.
build.
Did you end up putting the exosuit on your...
It's an honorable mention. So
Sweet.
we'll talk about that.
It's a much better mech.
Oh, shut up. But no, this, I would get this. If I could fit it, if I could cram it in the time machine, my other
It's
stuff,
not a big time machine, but we'll try, right?
Yeah,
So-
I'll try to cram it in there, but I would love to have that one as well.
I agree. We'd get two.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right, and then John, what do you got on your list?
So
Number 2?
I guess we'll keep with the Lego Movie.
Oh, there you go.
I have on my list Metal Beard's Sea Cow, set number 70810. This one retailed for $250. It had 2,705 parts and 5 minifigs.
Yeah, this thing's awesome.
Yeah, that is,
Gargantuan.
and it's such a unique boat
It's
as well.
Freaking crazy.
Like, obviously, there's some of the typical boat building techniques. They have the hull bases at the bottom, but besides that, like, they really...
They went nuts.
Yeah, unique part usage for sure. I just love all the detail on it, and it's a great scene in the movie. It's definitely a favorite for mine.
A giant steampunk pirate ship.
It's not like a giant boat's gonna come out of nowhere and save us. Oh my gosh! I think that's the exact quote.
That is.
That was well done.
So
I think
iconic.
sails. It's got a giant Metal Beard figure on there too.
Yeah.
And this also had Queasy Kitty and a couple other
It
figures.
did, yes. It came with the double-decker couch too, I think.
Yes.
It did as a little side build. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fabulous set. This is a collector's item for sure.
Got plenty of guns. Malister would be very happy. We've got 3 cannons on each side, and then 8 small cannons. So a total of
guns up here.
and guns there.
Yeah.
Is there any more?
That might be it, but there's a lot of cool guns and pipes and
Yeah, for sure.
It's
Smokestacks.
it's also very steampunky, and
Yeah.
that's something that appeals to other people who might not be as big into the Lego Movie. Is this ship is very steampunky, and that's a lot of people are like, well, Lego never makes anything like that. They made this, so there's something.
Absolutely, it's the Sea Cow.
Ridiculous, man.
It's awesome. Again, this is not quite as big as the model in the movie, but it's not that far off.
No.
Exactly. They did very well, kind of getting the scale of how awkward it was, like the whole big back of it. Like no ship has a tall back like this, but they did it, and it's awesome.
No floating ship has the tall back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've got the big old chair for Metal Beard and his suit.
Yeah.
And I like what they did because they make a Metal Beard in a different set, which is like
Much
the
bigger.
right size.
Mhm.
But then they scaled him down so that he would look like the right scale with the pirate
And it
ship.
works really well.
It does. He still looks great. I think they did great. Of course, we have the sea cow on the front.
Yes.
So, how many parts again? And what was the original retail price, John?
So it retailed for $250, and it was 2,700 parts.
250 is a lot, but this built one is priced at 300. So
It's gone up.
it's gone up just a bit.
20% off 300 though.
Yeah.
As of right now.
That's
And
pretty
it doesn't
good.
have all the figures with this built one that we had in the case. We don't have a boxed one. I don't think we've seen a boxed one in a number of years.
Yeah.
But it's a majestic, magnificent set for sure. I would absolutely put this in my pile. Even if I didn't have room for something else,
wouldn't
I'd
dare.
squeeze it in. I'd be on my lap driving back home to this current year, but it's awesome.
Without a doubt, I would 100% grab this. I still want it. Like, I
Yeah.
have no space for one, but it would be so cool. I don't care if I don't have any other Lego Movie stuff. If this thing's just chilling on my shelf, I'm doing good.
This is, I mean, I know some people will probably think the spaceship Benny's spaceship is the best Lego
This is
movie
the
set, but for
best.
me, this one is my favorite.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the top 5 Lego movie sets of the year for sure for me. Okay. No, this is awesome. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Alrighty, Joe. You done
just
playing
playing
with
with
this?
it now.
Sorry, it's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna not buy it. All right, I have one Lego movie set on my list, so
There you go.
I'll just go ahead and keep going with
Okay.
it.
Mhm.
This is different because the ones y'all have picked are the big ones.
Mhm.
This one's not big. It has 351 parts and 3 minifigs. It is the Flying Flusher. So the whole premise of this video is what would you buy if you could go back?
What would you buy?
Right,
Us,
exactly.
yeah.
I would specifically grab the Flying Flusher
Yeah.
because it comes with a character and his name is Plumber Joe. So
That's always what Joe has wanted to be.
I've always wanted to be a plumber. Yeah, you nailed it.
He just had to settle for the Lego business. you know?
I know. Yeah, darn, what a bummer. But no, this is actually great. I loved in the first wave of Lego Movie how many different 2-in-1s we got.
Yeah.
With all those different vehicles, because the whole thing at the end is like they're driving stuff like a dump truck or a plumber truck or a fire truck,
Ice
and then
cream
they just
truck.
like
The castle one.
yeah, the cast ones are, and then they just take them, they rebuild them into flying vehicles that'll take out the bad guys, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different good ones. This isn't necessarily my favorite one, but it's the one I would grab because it literally says Plumber Joe on the truck.
You're in
and
the set.
character.
Yeah.
And
I have this set actually.
Hey.
I have the truck built. I need to rebuild it into the flying version.
you don't have the minifig though?
I do.
Oh,
No,
that's good,
Of
that's
course
good.
I have.
That's important.
Yeah. So
Doesn't
great set. It retailed for $30, so not bad either.
Yeah.
It's only gone up to like $50
Yeah.
sealed,
Okay.
which again, it's not a big deal. It's just one I would grab because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's me. So
Yeah, well, this is going to be a shocker, Joe, but this is one that I probably wouldn't choose to collect
Oh,
because I'm
man.
just not named Joe. And
it sounds like a you problem.
it is a me problem. I'm named Mark. There wasn't any Mark characters in the Lego movie.
That's tough.
But no, I there's like I probably like 4 or 5 Lego movie sets I
Yeah.
do want to get one day when I have space.
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know. I don't know if this is the one I would go
Fair.
back in time to get.
Fair enough.
But I would maybe add it to the pile eventually. But
I'll
yeah,
try
so-
not to
Yeah.
be too offended by
No,
that.
it's
Okay.
good. I think you understand where I'm coming from
Yes.
here. But yeah, so what do you think, John?
Probably not one I would get as well. Sorry, Joe.
You'd be getting the Sandcrawler before this, so I'm guessing yes.
Maybe, yeah, that sounds about right. But I do like the style with these
Yes.
builds where it's kind of like the rebuilt, like
Battle vehicles,
Battle vehicles,
yeah.
yeah. And the one I would get probably is the Western. I think it's like this flyer
Yes,
or whatever.
that is probably my favorite of the 2-in-1s.
I like that one a lot.
So yeah, this is just the one I picked because it's me. But the rest of them are also really good.
Yeah, I wouldn't get the castle one because it's still not quite as good as real castle sets, but it was
So
at least
picky.
the castle theme. So
He is.
that's
He
good.
really is.
Yeah, I am a little picky. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
All right. Well, do you have any castle on your list?
No, because
No.
This is the year that Castle died
You
for many
didn't
Castle
do
fans.
the Duplo Castle, Mark.
Mark.
Come
So they
on.
also had a 4 Juniors
Yeah. That was
Castle
the one
sets,
I tried to get you to pick.
and they had like a Battle Tower set that had an app integration
Yeah, that was a
thing.
weird
I don't
one.
know all
I
that.
think that was Lego Fusion.
Yeah,
That was a weird thing.
and so
Yeah.
I didn't get any of those little like a sub castle
That's
sets.
so disappointing.
But the castle theme would have still been for sale from 2013, so those weren't terrific either. So anyway, moving on. I have one last Lego movie set I may as well drop and finish out Lego movie for us.
Yeah.
But this is arguably one of the best. This is, you want
One
this
of.
for me, John?
Sure.
This is Benny's spaceship! And Benny was, I think, like besides Emmett, one of my favorite characters
fun.
from the
Yeah.
Lego movie. He is
Come on.
so zany and fun and passionate about spaceships, and he's been waiting to build a spaceship the entire movie,
So
and then he
long.
says, "We can build a spaceship." And they're like, "Yeah, that's a good idea, Benny."
Every other time they shut him down, he's just like gotten
Yeah.
used to it. So he's like, "Wait, actually?"
Yeah, and he goes, "Nah!"
and he goes crazy.
and he builds this awesome spaceship that flies them back to the Lego City and saves the world. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, and they really captured the set well again. You have a
Mhm.
bunch of great figures. You got these tinfoil costumed Emmett, and I think Wildstyle also.
She
Maybe
comes
she
in a
says
different
space
set,
suit.
but
Yeah.
they do make her.
But yeah, a Space Kitty. You got an Octan Flyer. There were actually a whole fleet of those that they shot down in
Yeah.
almost a few seconds, and it was awesome. So this was actually like a big return for classic space
Yeah,
because they hadn't been built in years and years and
and
years.
they're doing a lot of stuff.
So
Oh, yeah.
this set and another one on my honorable mentions brought it back kind of and brought it
Yeah.
back into the public awareness, and they've kind of added more and more classic space since then to the point where they're selling the Galaxy Explorer,
Exactly.
which I think is a better ship than this one, but
It
this
is.
one's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This one definitely has a lot of fun features and just it's ridiculous. There's just so much randomness going on because that's the point of the whole master building thing is you can just do whatever you want. It is a great set. I would probably if we could cram another big set in the time machine, I would grab one of these because it is so much fun.
Yeah.
And I really like that they did different figures for several of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually one of my favorite of the robots. Of the bad guy robots. He's got the
Okay.
Octane symbol, and he just looks cooler.
He's like a
than
super
the rest
pilot.
of them.
Yeah.
Like, he actually
Yeah.
looks cool. So
Yeah.
I'd grab it.
I'd probably grab this one too. Yeah, I love it.
It's-
The-
Go next to the sea cow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love all the crazy parts they use in here.
They actually made that big yellow windscreen for the ship, I
Yeah,
believe. So,
and that's,
yeah.
I remember how
Has-
excited people were.
Has that been reused in anything?
Probably Lego Batman, I think, possibly.
I think
So,
you're right.
but it's cool to see that unusual color return. So, but another cool one, and this one we have at the store is going to cost you $300 for a sealed one
That's not bad.
I actually think that sounds good.
for
Yeah,
this kind of
that's not bad
legendary.
at all.
How much did
vehicle.
you say it retailed for? Do you know?
I think it was 100 or 80. It wasn't that much.
Not
but,
crazy.
yeah.
For
so-
940 parts, it was probably 100.
Yeah. So maybe 100, maybe a little less or more. But yeah, it's a great set. And I think I have got a very beat up version of this, like not complete built version. I still need to get one with all the figures and
Nice.
stuff. So yeah, that's why the time machine is back and
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And we're gonna go after this. So yeah.
Yeah, we're just prepping. This is our mission prep. And
Exactly.
you guys are just lucky enough to watch it.
Alrighty. How many more sets do we have left? We have one.
I think 3, right?
3. Yeah. You guys, you're working on your third now. So
Yeah.
what do we got here, John? So.
Let's see. I'll go with. Let's do the one right in front of me. This is set 21118. It's the mine, retailed for 110, which honestly is kind of an odd price point for
It is.
2014.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
It has 904 parts and 4 minifigs. This one is personally like a little nostalgic for me because this is one my brother got, and I remember playing with this a ton growing up. I really like the rail feature where the minecart can kind of go all along the track. And it was the biggest. 2014 was the first year that Minecraft came out, and this was the biggest of all the Minecraft sets. Pretty sure it was the only Minecraft set that included. Yeah, we're missing a part. That included the diamond ore.
Yes.
So that was like a cool feature from it too. There's all these like different play features on it as well, where like the TNT will explode the coal and whatnot, the redstone.
Yeah, got some play
Yeah.
features in here.
The way they do this turn, it works.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Me and Mark were talking about this before the video, how
That's
like it's
ridiculous.
they could now use more modern pieces to get the same effect,
But they did
but it
with
works
these,
just as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, very effective build. This is all also. There's no burps. There's no
No, yeah.
panels. It's all bricks.
I really like the use of these, what is this, medium nougat,
Mm-hmm.
nougat, whatever. The use of those pillars makes this look really cool.
I think so too.
Yeah, it looks like the Minecraft. Those mines you can explore and
Yeah.
get lost in and get
Yeah.
caught in the spiders' webs that they have built here. It's just really awesome.
Yeah, and it's really cool anytime they give you, like, obviously this is a mine. This is underground. But they give you the top, like, this is the top of the
Yeah.
earth. This is where you've dug down to. So I always like when they give features like that. Same with the nether
And it's
portals.
cool that it comes with the ladders where you can actually like
Go
play
up
with
and
the
down,
figure
yeah.
all the way down.
Yeah.
Because I know there's plenty of times, like especially in like more play oriented sets, Lego will kind of leave out that kind of
And
stuff
you're like,
because you
well,
just
how's it get
imagine
from
the
here
figure
to there?
going up there.
Yeah.
I like that this one actually includes it.
Yep, just like you would in actual Minecraft.
That's right.
Yeah. It was a great start to a theme that has not stopped since that year. So it's very cool.
Yeah, which is kind of impressive.
It is.
Yeah. And we have this built version, but I think did we have any box
I think we
versions of
might
this
have a
too?
box
We might have a
version.
box version
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
So it has gone up a bit since
Oh, yeah.
that time because it's an old Minecraft set. They have gotten a little collectible, but it's not like out of reach like
No.
some of these other ones we talked about.
Not like
yeah.
Yeah.
the village or
Yeah, those Minecraft ones are crazy. The mountain cave. Oof.
crazy.
Those would come in a couple years
Hey,
later.
We've
but,
got
yeah.
a mountain cave in the village, so
But yeah, I'm a big fan of Minecraft. I'd probably add this to my collection. I haven't started on my Minecraft journey thoroughly yet. I've gotten a few of the small ones.
Okay.
But this is on the list.
I guess another honorable mention from the like original Minecraft wave for me is one I personally got. Like, so this was one my brother got, but one I got was the first night set. So like the house.
yeah.
Classic.
It's just a classic build. It's
It
yeah.
is.
The whole wave is a ton of fun, especially if you're like into Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get this unless for some reason I was about to build a whole like Minecraft table, which would be awesome, and I'd
Hey,
love to do it.
that's what
I
we
have
had.
absolutely no room for it, but I would not get this.
Yeah, it's a good set though. It's
It is
worth
it is a
worth
nice
mentioning
set.
on your list there,
Yeah.
John. But what do you got on your list, Joe? I'm guessing not Minecraft.
No, I've got no Minecraft on here.
That's okay.
I have Star Wars. This is one that I have always loved. I always wanted when I was younger. I have it now mostly. I got the build set of it and one of the figs. But this is 75045, the AV7 anti-vehicle cannon.
Yes, I know
great.
what you're talking
Obviously,
I love
everyone
that
knows
one.
what that is.
I as soon as you told me what it was, I'm like,
Yeah, but no,
Most
it's
of them.
it's a really cool Republic cannon. It's got 4 wheels and then a huge cannon. Anytime you see it in the Clone Wars, you're like, yeah, that's cool.
they're gonna
And
destroy
it's
some
awesome.
robots.
The first time it shows up is literally in the Clone Wars movie, and they're just in a line and they're just launching blasts at the enemy.
You know what this one makes me think of? The Star Wars Clone Wars video game.
Oh,
Did you have that one on like the Wii or whatever?
When you could do like the whole landscape areas.
Yeah, and you could build a cannon. It would be that cannon.
That's true. I
Mhm.
forgot
Yeah.
about that. That was always classic. So this
Yeah.
one's really cool. It retailed for $40 for 309 parts. Came with 4 figs. The 4 figs are a Droideka, which is always a great droid to get.
Yeah.
Plo Koon, great Jedi,
Fantastic figure.
and 2 Wolfpack Troopers Phase 2,
It's
which
crazy.
we have not gotten since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10
And
years.
Those are all amazing. This goes for like 3 to 350 sealed now.
Mhm.
So it's
Whew.
ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of that is for the minifigs. I
Oh
would
yeah,
think.
oh yeah. But it is a great set. I have it built, and I have a Wolfpack Trooper. I'm not gonna complete the set. It's not worth it.
Yeah, to get another World Book Trooper would be a little
But
expensive.
I would, yeah. If I could go back, man, I would definitely grab this off the shelf.
Maybe
And
more than
I would-
one.
How much
yeah,
did you
I
say it
would.
retailed for?
40.
Yeah, we're getting
Stack
a couple
of
of
them,
those.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna throw out the Lego Movie sets and just fill it full of that. So this is an amazing set, and I would grab so many.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm slowly trying to collect clone troopers that are available nowadays.
Yeah.
Because I don't even bother to go back and get these. However,
Yeah.
that's what the time machine's for. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's why we're here. So
If we went back, would you grab it?
yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And you too, John.
Oh, yeah.
do you have any of those figures available?
So this was another one my brother had, my
Ah,
other brother. But,
I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Your brother got all the good sets, man. What happened to you? What
Yeah.
do you-
Well,
Was it not your birthday that year? What?
Yeah, he didn't have a birthday that
I
year.
skipped a birthday in
Yeah.
2014.
You were getting other stuff. You're getting a
Yeah.
skateboard.
I
or
got
something.
I got a lot of the 2013
Oh, okay.
Star Wars
They
sets, if
said
you remember. so
in 2013 they were like, all right, double or nothing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like double this year, nothing next year.
those
it paid off.
Yeah, yeah.
Those were
absolutely.
still for sale, so they
Yeah.
probably just bought one that
Yeah,
was
that's true.
from the
There
previous
you go.
year.
Probably, that's probably right.
We
Yeah.
always talk about the year it was released, not like these would have lasted at
Yeah.
least a year or maybe 2 or
Exactly.
more.
Yeah.
Lego's a lot quicker with retiring stuff nowadays than they were back then, so
Yep.
worth considering. But all right, so
You.
it's back to me. Okay.
Yeah.
all right. So we just talked about Star Wars. I've got 2 left that I haven't discussed, so I'll talk about my only Star Wars set. This is 75058. It's the MTT. And this is one of several versions of this set, kind of like the
Yeah.
Sandcrawler.
Yeah.
It's a big brown tankish vehicle. This is, however, for the droids. It was the bad guys who drove this one. The Gungans hated these things. And this is, I think, the smallest version, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the
Might
old
be.
one is. It's smaller than it should be, because you
Fair.
can only fit, like, I think it's like 4 or 5 droids in the front of that thing, when
Uh-huh.
there's supposed to be
Yeah.
like 40 of them.
Yeah.
So it is, like, I would say it's at least half the size of what it should be. I think the older version's a better scale. However, this is a really well executed
Yeah.
build. And what's most important for me is the gorgeous figures. You've got Qui-Gon and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan. You've got, I think it's a Naboo guard or
But
pilot
the
there
good
so.
one,
too.
it's got like
Yeah.
the dark reddish brown or dark brown, and then
Yellow
the yellow,
sleeves, yeah.
and I really love that figure. So
Mhm.
I
And a couple
love
droids. I don't think it has Jar Jar. I really would have thrown that
Well,
in there
I
too.
that.
think-
It's probably better.
I think 2013 have that set that came with Jar Jar?
I think it
the
did.
AAT.
Yeah,
the
one with
little
all the
tank
droids.
that he's
Yeah.
grabbing onto the nose
So
of.
this
Yeah.
kind of complements that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something that I think they could make every 3 or 4 years and be totally
Yeah,
fine, especially at
absolutely.
even bigger scale. But
Yeah.
they haven't made it really since then, I don't think, because I don't think we've seen an
I
MTT.
think that's
It's
the
not
last
a micro scale
MTT
one.
we've
Yeah.
got, which
Yeah.
is crazy. It's,
Yeah.
it's a great one to have.
It's gone up
It
quite
would
a
sell.
bit. It had 890 parts. Now you're looking at least 230. I'm thinking more like in the 3
Yeah,
range if
yeah,
you're getting a
easily.
nice sealed one. But yeah, would you guys add this to the pile? I feel like you need at least one of these in your
Yeah,
collection.
I would, because it's a good build. It's nice, but the figs really are what
The
make
2
it
Jedi,
great
yeah.
for me. Yeah, because the last one only came with droids.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's cool, but like I want people to fight the droids.
Yeah,
So
you wanna
you get the Jedi you love, and then you get a really cool Naboo guard. Who
Mhm.
I think that guy looks awesome. So.
And you need a squad of them technically to
You
make it
do.
movie accurate with
That's
the scene
right.
with Maul.
That's
right.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
If we went back, I'd probably get it, but I'm not really too interested to get it now.
It's not like high on your priorities.
For some reason, especially like episode 1 and episode 2, like before Clone Wars, the droid sets really never appealed to me too much. Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I knew you had weird opinions, but that's all right.
Well, see, for me, it's like episode 1 is probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
I
it's like,
see. I don't disagree with that. I
Yeah.
love Qui-Gon and Darth
Really?
Maul. Man.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon is great.
Yeah, and
Darth
Darth
Maul's
Maul.
good.
Space Jesus and Space Jesus 2.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Nah.
They were
For-
both Space Jesus.
For me, it's Clone Wars in episode 3.
I
Those are
mean,
the-
listen,
those are
I
the
love me some
better
Clone
half.
Wars.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna argue with that.
Anyway, totally valid opinions. This is one that I definitely couldn't live without if I was going back that year. And I
Yeah.
couldn't add the Sandcrawler and the Wolfpack Troopers to my list. This is the one I'd pick, so yeah.
Yeah.
Moving right along, John, what do we got on your list? This is
Yeah,
second to
so
last one?
It is, and
Yeah.
this is a big change of pace from kind of how we've been going.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holiday one. It's Santa's Workshop.
Ooh.
It's the set number is 10245. Retailed for only $70.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
857 parts and 6 minifigs. I think 5 of them are exclusive.
Mhm.
The only one that isn't is the Santa fig.
Yeah.
Pretty generic.
Is that the one that comes with that Mrs. Claus?
It
In the
is.
green?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And the cool thing about this is this Santa's Workshop is built in the same style as all the Winter Village sets that are coming out, in the years from like, I think it's a couple years before to like
Yeah.
2018
Exactly.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's built in the same style, so I'm sure it would look great displayed all together with that.
Mhm.
It's a must-have.
Yeah, I personally don't have holiday sets, but I remember scrolling through all the lists or all the sets on Bricklink,
Mhm.
and this one caught my eye, and I was like, that is a cool set. I would totally get that if we went
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that year, any Winter Village set from those earlier years is
Yeah.
very valuable nowadays.
And
so.
it's I think more than tripled in price because it retailed, like I said, for $70.
Mhm.
We have it available online at Orlando Brick Co.
Nice.
for $280,
Yeah.
sealed,
Is a lot, but also Winter Village sets they always appreciate.
and they sell out
Some of
so
those
quick.
are $500, some of
Yeah.
the original ones. So that's not bad for
No, it's good.
2014, 10 years
Yeah.
ago. And it's really one of the better ones. Like the fact that I knew that Mrs. Claus was in there, that's a great fit.
It comes with like the buildable reindeer
Those are cool.
with the
man.
little like one by
They've
one.
got little one. Yeah, is it what a brick?
a
with
brick, one by
prints
one
on it?
brick with the prints. It's great.
It's a good set.
Not too long ago, we reviewed all the Winter Village
Yeah.
sets and kind of ranked them. This was like top 3 or 5, I think.
That's
it was
not bad,
really good
yeah.
for dozens of
It's
them.
a great
so,
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I think we would all include this.
Yeah.
This isn't like as high on the list as like maybe Star Wars or Lego Movie, but it still would be there just because it's the value that you can't
Yeah.
get that for a
Exactly.
good deal nowadays. So,
That's
yeah.
that's one I'd grab and throw in the closet.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't personally want it, but I know
Save
it'll
it for
be-
Christmas in a couple
it'll
years,
get
yeah.
expensive. I might want to build it on Christmas time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
So,
cool.
Not bad.
What you got, Joe? Second to last. So.
Yeah, I'm saving the best for last, obviously, but I'll go with a really good set. This is 75053, The Ghost.
The original.
Yeah.
I was like
Ghost.
scrolling through and I was like, oh yeah, that was 2014 because I saw the Phantom. I was like, oh yeah, the Phantom's good, and I was like, oh, the Ghost, yeah, the Ghost, that's good. So 914 parts, 4 figs. 4 figs isn't a lot, but when your 4 figs are Hera, Zeb,
Zeb.
Kanan, and a stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a stormtrooper. but
Rebels style
that's
stormtrooper.
right.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
a
different.
Style,
Hey,
and
that's
it's
the
cool.
only way you could still get Zeb,
And,
right?
Yeah,
So-
dude,
Yeah.
Zeb is only in that set,
And
and is still only in that.
the only
set.
way you can get Hera in that Rebel style too.
Yeah.
Well, she came in the Ghost Microfighter too.
Oh.
Oh, okay, okay.
I forgot
Sorry,
about
this is
that.
the kind of things I have to know.
Yeah, hey, good
Well,
dude.
he
As
has
a
all the
Rebel,
Rebel sets,
yeah.
so he should know
It's,
this.
I have to know these things. So,
Yeah.
this is a great set. It pains me still, but it only retailed for $90.
That's crazy.
And now,
A very good deal back then.
even though the new ones come out, this one's still in the range of like $600 to $800 sealed,
Wow.
Mhm.
which is ridiculous. That's so much. So this is a good one. If I could have go back, man,
Get a pile of these,
I
yeah.
could like at least 5 of them. You know,
We
'cause
might need to make multiple trips.
we're gonna
yeah.
have to go back a couple times.
Yeah.
We need to
2014.
attach a trailer to the
We
time
need
machine.
to do that.
Yeah.
We do that.
I'm gonna do an illustration of a little ball like time machine. There's gonna be a big trailer in the back.
Do the Galador spaceship as the time
Yeah,
machine.
yeah, that's it.
It's-
It's the
it
end.
looks
Yeah.
small, but there's a lot of room inside.
That's right.
I think I might update our thumbnail with the Galador ship.
Oh
on the front.
gosh! Oh dear! Please no. Anyway, yeah, this is a great set. When it came out, it was awesome. You know, people who don't watch Rebels, it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
but you should because it's awesome. And the Ghost is very iconic, and it showed up in a few live action things as well,
Yeah.
like Rogue One and Ahsoka now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, real quick, Mark. We're trying to get views, so if you could keep the Galador stuff off.
Yeah, no Galador.
You're right. That's a good point.
You're right. I'll just do the old thumbnail.
We'll just anytime he says Galador, we'll just bleep it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Bleep, bleep. No.
And it'll be covered with like Nick Bluetooth's face.
Now my editing job is getting much more complex with each thing we add onto it, but no, it's good. Yeah, definitely would add that to the pile for sure. At least a couple of them.
Yeah.
So $90,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
still a good deal.
Ridiculous.
All right.
What's
So
your last one, Mark?
this is the last one. Before we do that, let's all go through any honorable mentions we had or things we were thinking about
Fair.
adding. If you want to, I got one.
I did too.
Honorable mention for me was the classic space exosuit, which was the first non-licensed Lego Ideas project to
Wow.
go through,
That's
Wow,
crazy.
That is
actually.
crazy.
and it was I think number 7.
And it's a great one.
Mhm.
It's a very nice one.
Green
very,
Spaceman, still the only way you can get that figure.
Yeah.
I love the part usage too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
really
it's
good.
like it's got so many small intricate parts just wedged into it, and it looks like it should. Like
Mhm.
it's very
It's
well
a good
designed.
mech,
It is.
unlike
It's good.
some Ninjago mechs. but-
Yeah, 4+ ones.
Modern Ninjago mechs. Anyway, so the reason this is not on my list is, first of all, it's a little smaller, and I already have like I think 3 or 4 of them. So I'm like, I've already got this one. I
Fair.
don't need to go back and get this one.
But
I
it was
would
a great
focus
one
on
from
other
that
ones,
year.
but that's not a mention. You guys got anything? You
I'd
wanted to
probably
talk
grab
about?
this one and put it in my back pocket if we went back in time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it fit, but you could try.
Yeah. I don't have any honorable mentions, but I guess I do have a hot take. Mixels were kind of good. I had a couple in.
You were thinking
I
about
enjoyed
Mixels,
it.
huh? Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about putting them on the list. But
Wow, they're fun.
I like them
I think they're
actually.
fun.
It's not as cool as the Sandcrawler, but it is a pretty cool concept,
Yeah.
right? Those joints are still used today.
Yeah, I just remember looking on the list and I was like,
Wow,
Mixels
I
came
know.
out.
That's
Let's go.
crazy. Oh, ridiculous.
They actually greatly changed how flexible little builds can be.
It's
Yeah, with the
true.
ball joints.
Yeah, which is a great thing because those mixel joints are used in so
Yeah.
many things.
We
We
still
also-
call them Mixel joints.
do, yeah.
Also got the yellow bush. Right?
Yep. Still
Did
only.
that come on anything
I
else?
think
Nope.
that's where it's from.
Only
yeah.
him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah.
worthy mention. I think
is.
it's even an honorable mention.
That,
Yeah.
that is,
Okay.
well, I don't know if I honor.
Oh well.
My
They are
honorable-
deserving of honor, Joe. It's okay.
Fine.
At least in
Fine.
our eyes, it's fine.
Yeah. I have one that this almost made my list. I just couldn't pick anything to take off because this is the most nostalgic one because I had this one. This is the Milano from the first Guardians movie.
Yeah.
And it is a good set.
It really is.
The ship is so well designed, looks so accurate. The figures are great. You get Gamora, Drax, Peter Quill. I don't think Rocket didn't come in that. He
Is it
came
Ronan came in
in
this.
that
Yeah,
set?
Yeah.
Ronan and then a bad guy. So and the Ronan is one I still have that figure and I have all the
Yeah.
I have all the figs. I don't have the set anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a good set. So well designed. The figures are ridiculously good. 'Cause
Yeah,
And
Drax.
that's
you get
the-
the Drax and the Gamora that have the Ravager outfits, and same with the Peter Quill. They all have the cool Ravager outfits, and those are the coolest ones I think we've ever got from the Guardians.
And easily breakable because they're that dark red
yeah,
from
we
that
don't
year.
talk about
Yeah.
that.
That's the orange and blue one, right?
That's
No,
the yellow and
yellow
blue.
and blue.
Yeah.
Yellow and blue.
The orange and
Okay.
blue from the second wave was much smaller, not as good, but the first
It's
one
not bad, but the first one's great.
is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It's
Okay.
big.
It's really good. The
Yeah.
size of it, I played with that so much.
Mhm.
I even would like make Jedi figures go into it and make it a Star Wars ship because it was just such a good ship.
Yeah.
And it has a great interior for what it is. I love this set and it's very nostalgic. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had to mention it.
Yeah,
It's
that
good.
is actually one that I would probably choose to collect
Oh,
at some
yes,
point. I don't have it.
absolutely.
I got the orange one, the smaller,
Yeah,
later one for
kinda-
free. But
kinda mid.
yeah, that one's one I would try to pick up one
Yeah.
day. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, good honorable mentions. I'm gonna go with my last set now. This is
All
one
right,
that
Mark.
you
What is
might
it?
not expect. It's Chima. No, it's
Hey,
it's-
Wave 2 of
it's not-
Chima came out this year.
There's
and
actually
that's
two
not
waves
on
of
our
Chima.
list.
I would. I
Come
really.
on, the spiders and scorpions,
No,
guys.
side note, I really wanted to put a Chima set on here, but I looked at them all and they're not that great. The closest
What
thing
about
that
the
comes to-
mammoth walker?
that is our most traded in Lego set here at the store, and
Oh.
we haven't seen one in years.
I do
but
love the Mammoth Walker though. I built it on a Joy building once and it was super fun.
it was actually fun. Okay,
That's
well,
good.
Chima sets are fun, but they aren't ones we'd go back to get specifically. My real set is the set number 60062 Arctic Icebreaker, which had
Oh.
684 parts. It's a city set, But this was a revival of city going to different places, like the Arctic. And eventually you'd see places like jungle exploration, volcano.
Yeah, they went crazy, man.
Mines, gold mines. This is the better side of city emerging.
Yes.
And it released new molds of the husky dog, which is still in production.
And it's a good one.
Polar bear, which is still in production, on and off.
Yeah.
And had a huge floating boat, which is the icebreaker. It had a ton of extra buildings, vehicles. It was a fantastic set. And I would actually want to collect this because as a kid, I had the old Arctic sets. This is the Arctic sets for the next generation. I never got any of these, but I would circle back and pick a few of these up because they're awesome. So they even revisited Arctic again with the frozen mammoth and saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
This is before that, but I think it led the way to city being great again. So,
Not bad.
yeah. So it's awesome. But I'm curious what you guys think, because this is not in the normal vein for all three of us.
Yeah.
But would you get the Arctic icebreaker?
Hang on. Let me channel my inner Daniel. I can't believe you picked that set, Mark. That is ridiculous.
I like it.
It's a city set.
It was
All right.
it was leading into things
That was
greater.
good. That was good.
Was that a good
that
thing?
It was the first big step in the right direction,
Yes,
away
no,
from that police station again.
I would not get this,
That's
but
fine.
I do understand why you picked it, and it does have good elements. Like, and then we've gotten even better elements later on from Arctic
Yeah.
sets. So
Yeah.
because of it, we have better stuff. So it's not bad.
The success of this
I don't
led
want
to
it though.
great stuff.
So.
It is,
I gotcha.
It is a good point in city history, but I wouldn't collect it.
That's good. That's fine, guys. I understand. Maybe the city fans will get in the comments and support my
Yes.
choices here. But
We know Daniel wouldn't want.
yeah,
it, so.
Daniel will probably dunk on this regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, John, what's the final set you want to bring up here?
Yeah, so I kind of say, I guess it's the best for last.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's a great set. 10243, the Parisian restaurant, retailed for 160
Wow.
with 2,449 parts, 5 minifigs. I absolutely love this set. The olive green and the dark blue. I mean, it looks so good, and I love like the restaurant aspect, and then I don't know. Each story is just super neat. I was talking to Garrett before the video,
Yeah.
and something he said about this set, and I think it's so true. He said it kind of has like excellent storytelling. He thinks in particular than any other modular, and I agree with him on it. It's, I don't know, it's just a very, not only a neat display, but there's a lot of like intricate details that you can kind of like play with and like imagine with, and I love this one. It's before this video, it was probably top 10 for me for modulars. It's probably coming into top 5 the more I've been looking at it and thinking about it. It's a great set.
I think this is one of my top 3 modulars.
Okay.
I think it
Yeah.
was in our Between the Studs video too, if I'm not mistaken.
I ranked it pretty highly. The only one I think I ranked higher was the Detective's Office, which is I think my favorite modular. But this one I really like because the color scheme is great, the architecture style is great. But what really gets me is the interiors. The
Yeah.
interiors are gorgeous.
So good.
The restaurant it's just very well laid out. It looks amazing. I mean, it's literally one of my top 2 probably. So I would definitely pick
This
this up.
is like makes a city like part of what it needs to be
Yeah.
with like the restaurant
Fancy
aspect.
French restaurant.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Chez Albert restaurant.
That's right.
This set was designed by Jamie Berard, so
That's
I
true,
like
yeah.
anything that Jamie designs. This is a fantastic set. Has a lot of great colors and features and details.
Yeah.
Top 5 modular for me for sure. I'd collect it if we went back to 2014 for sure. So
Sweet. Yeah, well, I guess
Great
we don't
set, John.
disagree on that.
yeah, no
That's
controversy on that one.
All right, now I have the best set from this whole video on this list.
Sure, Joe. Sure. Well,
I
we'll
get
Come
give
on,
it
this is
Maybe.
the best thing of the year.
Okay.
Hot take.
All right.
79018, The Lonely Mountain.
Wait, you would pick a Lord of the Rings set?
No, it's Hobbit actually.
Oh, my bad.
I don't think you know anything about Lego.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. You actually chose a good day to wear all your Lord of the Rings. stuff, so-
at all,
yeah.
but yeah, it's on my.
He looks like this every day.
This is true. I like it. You know.
Hey, and yeah, Smaug.
Yeah, so 846 parts.
Mhm.
Not a ton of parts. The price point is 130. Usually, if you have a price point that's like that with the part count that low, either it's stupid or there's something really new and unique. In this case, tons of new molds, especially for Smaug the Dragon, who is so awesome. Like, we've gotten cool fantasy dragons before in Lego, but this is the best dragon we have ever got.
I agree.
Agreed. Yeah.
There's just none better.
Simultaneously
He
agree.
is
Literally.
so good. We have one. I should have pulled him in here, but you guys can look him up and see what he looks like. But head mold, looks just like him, and he's a character too. He's not just a dragon. He's talking in the story and stuff, and you can see his face, and it's like, man, that's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not quite that.
You can
but,
hear his voice anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But it looks just like him, and then of course you've got the tail, which has got that really cool end piece, the barbs and stuff.
all special
Very
pieces.
unique.
Yeah.
The body's unique. You've got underneath, you can see where the gold has kind of attached to his body, and then of course the wings.
Those are cool.
They're not fabric. They're more
rubber.
like they're very rubbery and they're very nice. The only dangerous thing is it's dark red, and there's a ball joint connector into the body, so you never want to take those in and out. But
Yeah.
once it's on there, you're good. But the wings can fold, which is super unique. You've got claws on the front, so he can kind of do like he does, walking around with the wings in, and then you can also go like that and unfurl the wings for a flying position.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never gotten anything like that.
Super advanced.
It's really good.
And that's just Smaug. Like, the rest of the set's good, too.
Great figures, sand green parts.
I was going to say, the build is actually very nice. You've got a lot of gold elements. You've got a ton of sand green, which is a beautiful color. The style of it looks cool. You've got the throne with the, what's the jewel called?
Arkenstone?
That's it,
Yep.
Arkenstone.
I know more than you, John.
I just blanked.
That's good.
But the Arkenstone is just placed right where it goes on the
Yep.
stone. It's got a printed tile that you put on a crystal. And the figures are all unique to it. They've got, instead of like the standard ones we got, it comes with a Balin, Balin, Dwalin,
Thorin's in there, right?
Keely, Feely. No, Thorn comes in the Battle of the Five Armies.
Okay,
Him and
okay.
Dane in that kind of armor. But it comes with Bilbo, Balin, Dwalin, Feely, and Keely. All in their armor. Who look great. You know, Dwalin has the dark green, which looks super cool. And he also has trans green axe blades.
Yeah.
Which are really unique. And then, of course, the rest of them just look great. Bilbo's got that unique blue coat he's wearing. It's got a little pile of gold that you can hide the Arkenstone in if you want to. It's a great set. I love it. Of course, I own this. Obviously, I have all of them. I'm a freak. That's, just how
That's
it
your
is.
thing, yeah.
I would still go back and buy at least one and just put it on a shelf seal because it looks gorgeous in the box, too. So.
Yeah.
And it goes for like $500 to $600 now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. One of the more expensive sets from all of our lists, and I would have to include it just for that cool dragon alone. The rest of the set's great, but Smaug is so awesome.
I agree. I definitely have to get it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not the best set?
You've made a really convincing argument for it being the best
close.
one.
It's close.
I'm not going to agree
Put it in the
with
comments
you.
below.
Yeah.
You know I'm right.
Is that the best set of 2014? Let us know. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, a bunch of great sets, but mostly great sets. I had a few with city ones, but
We're used to that.
I like the weird takes. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I like that you bring the weird takes to the table.
Yeah.
So we
it's
can
good.
shoot them down.
Exactly.
I have the different path than
Yes.
some Lego collections, but that's all good. All right. Well, thank you guys for your hot takes, your thoughts, your sets, bringing them out here. This is great. We'll have to do this again in 10 years when we get to 2025.
We should send a message to ourselves in 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Joe, you're looking good, my man.
You look so young.
Joe, you're not. No.
Nice beard, by the way.
Exactly. No, actually, I think we could do this in a year for 2025.
That's true.
For
Yeah, we could
2015.
That'd be good.
There are some cool sets next year in the year that we're talking about too. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know which one you thought was the coolest, which one's the best, all that good stuff. We'd love to hear it. We want to be validated, actually. So yeah.
We need that.
We do.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.